What's up, folks? It's 2bricks back with another quick but in-depth review. It's going to be quick because there's not a ton to say about this one. This is Jedi Bob's Starfighter, and it's from the Rebuild the Galaxy upcoming series of, I believe, 4 episodes of shorts that are coming to Disney Plus, I think next month. So yeah, be sure to check that out if you're interested. That's going to be a fun one. The Lego Star Wars shorts are always really cool. And this is a ship from that. So we're going to take a look at the ship in depth and the minifigures and decide if this is worth your money or not. So let's dive in and take a look. So this build relies quite aggressively on stickers for a lot of the important parts of the look. Some of these I think would classify in my mind as unnecessary, and it's a lot of work for younger kids in particular to apply stickers. But the old standby, make sure that you use your brick separator to apply the stickers. It just really helps for whatever reason to get a grip on them. It helps to preserve the glue so you don't get sticky fingers on, and it makes it easier to apply. You don't get a brick separator with this particular model, but I'm sure that if you're a Lego fan, you have one lying around. So there's those. And then for the extra pieces here, the only parts that I thought were nice to have are an ice skate piece, one of these double-sided sloped white pieces right here, and a spare lightsaber. You can never have too many of those lying around. Oh, and I suppose this double-sided this double-sided round tile is probably a useful one as well. So there's those. Let's dive in and take a look at the ship. So right off the bat, this is a very well-functioning toy. It's sturdy. You can definitely remove these wings the way that they're actually built, sort of designed to be easy to remove and put back on, so you can kind of simulate a battle damage scenario if you want to. But the actual, sturdiness that you want to be able to pilot this and squish it around is there. The overall look, I think, from the top and from the front is really nice. I like these engines that they've added. It's very reminiscent of Anakin's Blue Angel Starfighter from the 2D Clone Wars era, which actually played a big role in one of the previous Lego Star Wars shorts that they did. I like the elongated cannons on the side here, and then the spring-loaded shooters to go along with it. But I would say that the color scheme, while bold, is a little bit messier than I think benefits it. I think if these had all been switched out for red and we had this really clean, and take out this white section as well, really clean V of red right here, it would have been even more eye-catching than it already is. And I think some of the stuff back here, it looks just a little bit messy in terms of the design. You have just a little bit of red striping with a little bit of red accenting and some yellow bits dotted here and there. So I don't know, I think all in all, if it were me designing a new ship to look as sleek and cool as possible, I would probably have just rethought some of these details and just made it a little bit more bold and striking. But overall, I think it looks decent enough. I like the fin back here and the technique that they developed for that. You see Jedi Bob down in here in the new dark, or I guess not dark brown anymore. It's true dark black color for the cockpit piece here. That looks nice and just lifts up very simply. And Jedi Bob, you can see down in there, is very uncomfortably squished into his seat with very little room for his hands and stuff like that. And then if I pop him out, you can see here, there's a large amount of gapping under the sides here, and he just has this seat in the middle and then just huge gaps off to the side, which I think is unappealing and didn't really need to be there. I think there could very easily have been ways to cover this up and maintain the exact same parts count that we end up with, and really not lose anything. So while we're on the other side here, just taking a look at this really quick, there's a little bit of sort of messy construction. You can see the parts that hold things together a little bit more than you would like to. Sorry, that was accidental fire there. But yeah, just some of the construction methods, and then just a few sort of haphazard pieces. Like, I'm not really sure why these are down here. They don't really serve any function, these red pieces. And then also we have the clips here to hold onto your spare bolts. So the engines up here look nice, but then back here, these look a little bit more basic and plain in the way that they're attached and held into place. It's all just like kind of half finished looking. We do have a single retractable gear here at the front, and that just lines up with this piece in the back, which is just permanently there to be able to sit on the ground and have the engines not touch the ground. So, it all works fine. Things like the way that these spring-loaded shooters are attached, they're just sort of there, you know what I mean? It's not, there isn't this attempt to sort of disguise it and make it feel a little bit more deluxe. And it's also very hollow, so when you pick it up, initially you expect it to have some heft, but it feels very light. So some people, that can lead to a feeling of it feeling a little bit cheap, but I think it's good for kids to be able to just lightly pick it up and move it around without having any, fatigue or anything like that. For really young kids, it's nice, I think, to have it be light. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag on the presentation, and a little bit of a mixed bag on the kind of fit and finish, but as a toy, I think it functions perfectly fine. It's just weird that they decided to make this cockpit so squeezed in and have your Jedi Bob not have room to put his hands down in here anywhere. I know that it's perfectly possible to have these sides built to give the adequate room there for Jedi Bob to be able to place his hands down inside of the fuselage there and not have them permanently up here like he's reaching for something on top of his dashboard. So yeah, that was a little bit weird to me, but other than that, I think it's perfectly all right. Yeah, I think that's kind of my overall thesis for this is it's perfectly all right. And then we do have one little hidden area under here, so you can just peel off this slope piece, or this wedge piece here, and you can see a carton of what looks like milk and a banana for, I guess, when, Jedi get hungry and thirsty and they want some snacks that you would have if you're at a preschool lunch. You can bring those out from the center console there, but that's the only thing that kind of opens up or does any, has any function like that. And for minifigures in this set, we have, of course, the man himself, Jedi Bob. Sorry, let's get the focus there. He has a double-sided face, which is really nice. The original Jedi Bob did not have a double-sided face, so he's got his stoic, almost Dooku-looking face there. I really like that. And it's nice to have a yellow face fig in the modern era that sort of expands upon what the original catalog of yellow-faced figs could do. So you can actually, if you're a custom builder who's into the old retro style, hey, you now have a new option for a yellow face that you didn't have before. The robes here have a deliberately kind of tattered look to them, which I think is really cool. And they've even gone so far as to include some sort of little gaps and missing parts of the print there to make it seem as though this is a worn figure, which is, of course, a nod to the fact that if you own a Jedi Bob, it is very likely that it has suffered some wear and tear due to the fact that that figure is 22 years old at this point. So he comes with his regular lightsaber there. The original one, I believe, had a chromed hilt. I think that's what the style was back then. I'm actually going to do a comparison a little bit later to my Jedi Bob figure, and we'll take a look. Plain black or plain brown pants, nothing special there, and the spongy cape with no back printing. So yeah, overall, I think perfectly fine Jedi Bob. It does expand upon the original slightly, like I said, with the double-sided face. We don't get a hairpiece or anything like that, but we don't necessarily need one for this. And I do, the yellow face is giving me some nostalgia vibes, and I like it. The Gonk droid here is very boxy, like a Gonk droid should be. Got a tiny little bit of extra detail in here with the grill piece, but overall it's pretty plain, and the legs are using this connected piece right here, which just breaks my it breaks my Gonk immersion a little bit, because I would expect it to have two separate round plates in there for the legs instead of a joined one. It just makes me feel like he's going to fall over when he tries to walk, but that's obviously a very, very minor nitpick. And he's got the nice little buttons up here on the front with this printed piece. So overall, a decent Gonk to add to our ever-expanding collection, but, again, not the greatest. It's fine. And then we have Stormtrooper Akbar here, and it's just nice to have an extra Admiral Akbar head to be able to make custom Mon Calamari figures with. And he has the standard Stormtrooper body. That's fine and dandy. Or actually, no, this is not a standard Stormtrooper body, is it? Because it doesn't have the different color or the different design for the kneecap armor pieces. So I guess this is a clone trooper? Anyway, yes, so we have an Imperial, this is sort of an identity swap thing, kind of a what if show, what if everybody that was good was bad and vice versa. So that's why we're getting a Trooper Akbar here. But yeah, this figure is decent. The head sculpt on this and the printing has always been excellent for the Akbars, so it's really nice again here to see that continuing. And like I said, it's just good for custom building to be able to have a cheap Akbar head to be able to get your hands on it in a fairly easy way. So this set retails for $40 US, and it comes with 305 pieces. Do I think that it is worth that? No, I actually think this feels a lot more like a $30 set. The 3 minifigures, the ship feeling pretty bare bones and basic. It's a nice design, but it's nothing that is like worth paying extra for in my mind. There are a few nice piece inclusions throughout and some things that are probably useful for custom building. And it is very nice to have a Jedi Bob that is accessible to the modern day public to purchase. It's ironic that some of the kids who had this under their Christmas tree probably now have kids of their own of toy playing age to be able to enjoy this set with. So there could definitely be some really nice nostalgic moments there and some intergenerational connectivity, which is something that Star Wars is really, really good at on account of how it's been around for so long and affected so many people throughout the years. So that's really, really cool. But I think that if you could get this set for $35 on discount, it would be right about in the pocket. $30 would be a great deal. So if you're able to wrangle it for that, I think you're definitely going to be happy. Any sort of 8, 9, 10-year-old who receives this for getting good grades or for doing their chores for the month or whatever it is probably going to be very, very happy to run around and swoosh this for a couple days at least until they get bored, break it up and make it into something else. And I think that that's perfectly fine. It's a fairly disposable, quick, fun set, and it'll be nice to have on hand for when you're actually watching the short. You know, on Disney Plus, be nice to swoosh the ship around while you're actually watching the show live. So you know, it's got its place for sure, and I do think it is a little overpriced though. But those are my thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have many, many more reviews to try to get out to you guys. I'm gonna get them out ASAP. And so thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you.